The fabulous and thought-provoking artworks of Russian artist Marina Reiter, born in Moscow, world-travelled, and Marina's artwork also on exhibit. And I asked Marina what the Art for Healing Gallery and its work meant to her.
The gallery does a tremendous thing for the artists to help, us in our difficult times to exhibit our work and present our work to the community and basically, to introduce us and let us, talk about our work. That's a great thing.
Abstract?
Yes, I do abstract, and the style, I would call it biomorphic, organic, and I went in Washington, D.C., I went to the College of Art and Design, and I guess probably from the get-go my style was very organic, and the biggest influence on my art was probably the early 1920s, especially Vasily Kandinsky and his work. I like the whole concept of art and visual being like music, so it has to, in terms of color and in terms of composition, it has to click, it has to produce some kind of musical sound, be like a composition. So I really enjoy doing it. Sometimes I switch back and forth. I also do sculpture and I do stone carving, and everything is pretty much very similar, very organic. And this particular style of work is probably my idea as an abstract painter to communicate the interconnectedness of our lives and how we all are playful souls, we meet, we teach one another, we sort of, then sometimes go our separate ways, sometimes we become friends, like the shapes that, for example, they merge here and then they change colors. It's basically like our friendship, something happens there where 2 + 2 is more than 4, and just basically how complex and at the same time simple our lives are.
And you can visit the abstract surrealist art of the beautiful and talented Russian artist Marina Reiter at www.marinareiter.com. Honest to goodness, New York's finest artists on exhibit at the Art for Healing Gallery, including the artwork of Rosa Burns. And all the artwork is for sale and in aid of the continuing charitable healing work that the Art for Healing Gallery continues to do. And it is also worth mentioning that the Art for Healing Gallery recently received a substantial donation of a large collection of original and signed artworks by the highly collectible New York artist Evelyn Metzger, who sadly passed away at the age of 96. Now, Evelyn Metzker lived the life that every artist dreams. She painted and travelled the world. When Evelyn passed away at the age of 96, her estate kindly donated a large number of her original oil-on-board paintings. Most are signed by the artist, and the subjects vary from India to Africa to Europe and South America. Evelyn Metzker lived and died in the building her father built on Park Avenue, New York. And a beautiful book was written about the artist, a limited collection of copies of which are also on sale at the Art for Healing Gallery. So this is a great tip-off, really, if you are an art lover and a buyer of art, especially the works of the late, great New York artist Evelyn Metzker. Well, then the Art for Healing Gallery should be the first stop on your itinerary of galleries to visit in New York. And do support the Art for Healing Gallery if you will. These artists are New Yorkers who themselves were caught up in the horrors of 9/11. Indeed, I spoke with Art for Healing director and artist Lauren Ellis, who founded Art for Healing. Lauren tells me about the continuing works and needs of the Art for Healing Gallery.
Well, we were incorporated in May 2000, and for 9 years now we've had our gallery here, and it's gotten evolved through a lot of different stages. We offer our gallery for artists to use here on occasions, and we also do different things for artists. We do physical sponsoring for grants that they might apply for. We do workshops with children and the elderly. And we also give consultation to artists that need our, help all the time. And we also have a huge body of donated artwork, which is we need desperately to sell, to raise funds to keep our gallery going and to keep it open to the public and to share the healing power with everyone. Because it's important to sell art, but it's important to do art and to share art. We also work with performing art and theater and dance. Obviously not here, but we've had meditation sessions here. We've had poetry readings. We've had video screenings. We've had performance pieces. And we document everything. We've helped artists get grants and encourage them to keep, sharing their basically bridging the gap between the artist and the community to help show the healing power of art with everyone. Because after 9/11, there was a record of attendance to museums and galleries. And we also are doing a book project on 9/11 of the people that were here. It's a book of poetry, writing, artwork, stories of people that were here at that time of remembrance. So it's going to come out hopefully next year, and it's going to be a special book we're donating to New York Public Libraries and selling it to people. But the special thing about the book is that it's about those who were here. I was here, and I did art for healing. I started doing art just that week. I didn't call anyone. I just started doing art about 9/11, and it was very healing for me to express myself through my work, which I hardly do these days. Although I am having a show, I am an artist, and I think that makes our organization a little different than other arts organizations, being that the founder is actually an artist. So I come from a point of view of knowing and empathizing with how it is and how difficult it is to be an artist.
And what can people do, Lauren, now to support the gallery itself?
Well, we have volunteers, and some of our artists actually are volunteers. And part of showing here is they have to help set it up. They invite people. They help with the mailing. That's the whole process. And what they can do to help is donate money. We can take corporate donations. They're tax deductible. We're a 501c3. So donations are totally tax deductible. They can visit our different locations and buy art at good prices. And also our new development is we're going to be at a place called The Garage. It's an antique showing place on 26th Street in Manhattan. And it's called The Garage. And it'll be on the website. And it's a really wonderful opportunity for us. And the owner actually donated a booth to us so we can share our information with the public at a different location. Word of mouth. We don't advertise really for artists. We don't have to. And they find our website. They come to a reception. They meet me. They meet another artist that is shown here. And it just is word of mouth.
Director and artist Lauren Ellis and all her artists at the Art for Healing Gallery, which is located at 405 West 50th Street in New York City, just west of 9th Avenue and there at 50th and 9th. And you can visit Lauren Ellis and all the engaging artists of the Art for Healing Gallery at www.artforhealingnyc.org. artforhealingnyc.org. And don't forget to pick up your copy of T2C, the Times Square Chronicles, which brings a sense of community to Times Square 3 zip codes 10018, 10019 and 10036. The Times Square Chronicles, for crying out loud. Sure, don't we love it here at Radio Irish? And it was a fabulous affair altogether to come face to face with some of New York's most collectible artists. Usually when you go to a gallery exhibit these days, you meet one artist whose work is on exhibit. But here at the Art for Healing Gallery, there are many artists on exhibit, and you come face to face with them over refreshments and great chat altogether. And most of all, a worthy cause. And it's too easy to forget that there are many, many New Yorkers who still suffer from dreadful emotional stresses and traumas. Indeed, many physical and mental injuries, simply because they turned up for work downtown on 9/11, when all the world was falling down. People are still suffering. And here's a group of wonderfully colourful and enthusiastic and highly creative women who, through their artworks, are helping to heal the people of this great city. Sure, wasn't it the great George Bernard Shaw who once wrote, "Without art, the crudeness of reality would make the world unbearable."